In a new wave of royal controversy, Prince Harry reportedly faces mounting panic after investigative writer Tom Bauer made striking claims about the parentage of Harry and Meghan's children, Archie and Lilibet. Bauer, known for his relentless approach to uncovering secrets about powerful families, has once again placed the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in the center of a storm. The revelation and the speculation that follows has left audiences worldwide questioning what is fact, what is rumor, and how the royal family may respond. This report will break down the situation in detail: who Tom Bauer is, why his words carry weight, what exactly has been said about Archie and Lilibet, and how Prince Harry is allegedly reacting behind closed doors. To understand the gravity of this story, it's important to begin with Tom Bauer himself. Bauer is a veteran British journalist, television producer, and author. Over the decades, he has written numerous biographies, often unauthorized, about high-profile figures in politics, business, and entertainment. His reputation is one of sharp investigation, fearless reporting, and a refusal to pull punches. Among his past subjects are British politicians, business magnates, and even members of the royal family. He is widely respected by some for his courage in pursuing difficult stories and criticized by others for sensationalism. What makes Bauer unique is his track record. When he publishes, people listen. His books have often revealed uncomfortable truths, sparking media firestorms and official responses. In 2022, Bauer released Revenge, Meghan, Harry, and the War Between the Windsors. The book delved into Meghan Markle's rise, her marriage to Prince Harry, and the subsequent fallout with the royal family. While controversial, the book reached international bestseller lists and intensified debate about the Sussexes. It established Bauer as one of the most prominent voices challenging Harry and Meghan's public narrative. From the moment Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor was born in May 2019, curiosity about the child was immense. As the first mixed-race baby born into the modern British royal family, Archie represented a moment of historical significance. Yet, Meghan and Harry made a series of decisions that departed from royal tradition, refusing to pose for photographs immediately after the birth, declining to reveal the names of godparents, and keeping details unusually private. For many royal watchers, these choices were interpreted as protective parenting, but for others, the secrecy raised questions. Over time, speculation began circulating in tabloids, blogs, and social media forums about everything from the circumstances of the children's births to questions about parentage. When their daughter Lilibet Diana was born in June 2021, the same dynamics resurfaced. Meghan and Harry's insistence on privacy clashed with public curiosity. While Buckingham Palace offered formal congratulations, the relationship between the Sussexes and the rest of the royal family was already strained. Skeptics online began weaving theories about Lilibet, fueled by the limited information provided to the press. It is within this environment of secrecy, speculation, and strained relations that Tom Bauer's claims have hit hardest. According to multiple reports, Bauer has suggested that key details about the births of Archie and Lilibet remain unclear, and that official accounts may not align with private realities. He has pointed to inconsistencies in public statements, gaps in the timeline, and Meghan and Harry's selective disclosures. While Bauer stopped short of presenting definitive proof, his framing implies that the true circumstances of the children's parentage may be different from what has been publicly portrayed. In an age of viral headlines, even insinuations can travel fast, and his remarks have been amplified by tabloids and social media. It is crucial to note that Buckingham Palace has made no official comment on these claims. Furthermore, neither Harry nor Meghan has addressed Bauer's remarks directly. However, the silence itself has fueled further speculation, creating a cycle of rumor and commentary. The question of Archie and Lilibet's parentage is not just a matter of gossip. For the royal family, lineage is central. Titles, positions in the line of succession, and ceremonial roles are all tied to ancestry. If any doubt were ever cast upon the legitimacy of a royal child's parentage, it could spark constitutional debates and legal challenges. Historically, rumors about royal parentage are nothing new. From medieval times to the present, questions of legitimacy have shaped dynasties, wars, and successions. In the modern era, while constitutional crises are unlikely, the reputational damage alone could be enormous. This is why Bauer's comments, even if based on speculation, have gained such traction. By hinting at hidden truths regarding Archie and Lilibet, he touches on one of the most sensitive issues for the monarchy, the integrity of the bloodline. Sources close to the Sussexes have suggested that Prince Harry has reacted with alarm to Bauer's claims. For Harry, the stakes are deeply personal. These are his children, his family, and his legacy. To see their names dragged into controversy reportedly leaves him both angry and anxious. Insiders claim that Harry is increasingly frustrated by what he views as relentless attacks on Meghan and their children. He has long expressed resentment toward the British press, blaming them for the death of his mother, Princess Diana, and accusing them of racism and harassment in their coverage of Meghan. Now, with his children at the center of headlines, that resentment appears to have escalated into outright panic. Behind closed doors, Harry is said to be exploring legal options, considering public rebuttals, and strategizing ways to shield Archie and Lilibet from further scrutiny. Whether such efforts can succeed remains to be seen. The more Harry pushes back, the more coverage tends to intensify, creating a cycle he has struggled to escape since stepping back from royal duties in 2020. For Meghan and Harry, this controversy arrives at a time when their public image is already under strain. Their Netflix docuseries, Harry's memoir Spare, and multiple interviews have exposed deep family rifts. Public opinion about the couple is polarized, admired by some for their independence and criticized by others for their perceived hypocrisy. Bauer's allegations add another layer of challenge. While many may dismiss them as unverified gossip, others treat them as credible. Given Bauer's reputation, this dual reception intensifies the couple's public relations dilemma. Do they ignore the claims and risk them festering online, or confront them and risk keeping the story alive? Either way, Harry's reported panic suggests he understands how damaging this narrative could become, both for him personally and for the monarchy at large. This is only the beginning of the story. In the next section, we will examine in greater detail how Bauer's comments have spread across global media, the reaction within Buckingham Palace, and how the broader public has responded. We will also explore the history of similar royal controversies and what lessons may apply today. As Tom Bauer's remarks began to circulate, their impact rippled far beyond the pages of his book and interviews. In today's fast-moving media landscape, a single statement can trigger a wave of speculation, commentary, and counterclaims. The story about Archie and Lilibet's parentage has quickly grown into one of the most controversial narratives surrounding the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to date. In this segment, we will trace how the claims spread through media outlets, examine the response, or lack of it, from Buckingham Palace, and place this controversy within the broader history of royal scandals. When Bauer first raised questions about the Sussex children, the initial coverage came from British tabloids. Publications such as the Daily Mail and The Sun highlighted the remarks, framing them as explosive revelations. Headlines emphasized uncertainty, using phrases like shocking claims and true parentage. From there, international outlets picked up the story. American entertainment magazines, Australian talk shows, and European tabloids all began covering the claims, often citing Bauer's reputation as justification for giving them airtime. Social media accelerated the spread even further. On platforms like Twitter and TikTok, users dissected interviews, reposted excerpts, and added commentary of their own. The viral nature of this coverage transformed Bauer's allegations from a niche discussion into a global talking point. Even those who doubted the story found themselves engaging, if only to debunk or critique the narrative. Amid the frenzy, Buckingham Palace maintained its long-standing approach: silence. For decades, the royal family has adhered to the principle of never complain, never explain. This strategy is designed to protect the monarchy from being drawn into media disputes. By refusing to engage, the institution avoids lending legitimacy to gossip. However, silence can be a double-edged sword. In the absence of an official response, speculation thrives. For some observers, the palace's refusal to comment signals confidence, a belief that the rumors are beneath acknowledgement. For others, the silence is interpreted as suspicious, as though there may be something to hide. Palace insiders have quietly suggested that senior royals view Bauer's claims as baseless and damaging. Yet publicly, the institution has said nothing, leaving Harry and Meghan to bear the brunt of the scrutiny alone. For the Sussexes, the situation highlights a paradox. By stepping back from royal duties in 2020, Harry and Meghan sought independence and privacy. Yet their departure has not shielded them from controversy. In fact, it has made them even more vulnerable to unchallenged speculation. While still working royals, Harry and Meghan would have benefited from the palace's machinery of press management. Now, as private figures, they lack that protective layer. Instead, they must navigate media storms largely on their own, often through their lawyers or public relations teams. Bauer's remarks land hardest precisely because they target Harry and Meghan's children, who until now have remained largely outside the spotlight. For Harry, this intrusion cuts deeply, reviving his lifelong grievances with the press and intensifying his determination to protect his family. The public reaction to Bauer's claims has been sharply divided. Among critics of Meghan and Harry, the allegations are seen as confirmation of long-held suspicions about the couple's secrecy. These voices argue that by withholding details about Archie and Lilibet's births, Meghan and Harry invited speculation. Supporters, however, view Bauer's remarks as a baseless attack on two innocent children. They argue that the obsession with the Sussexes' private lives has crossed ethical lines, and that dragging children into the spotlight is both cruel and irresponsible. Online discussions reveal this polarization clearly. Hashtags related to Archie and Lilibet's parentage trend intermittently, with users either condemning or amplifying the story. For many, the debate has become less about evidence and more about broader attitudes toward Harry and Meghan themselves. To understand the significance of this controversy, it is helpful to place it within the long history of royal scandals. Rumors of illegitimacy have dogged monarchs for centuries. In the 15th century, questions about Edward IV's legitimacy nearly destabilized the Yorkist claim to the throne. In the 18th century, whispers about Queen Charlotte's ancestry caused political tension. Even in the 20th century, rumors circulated about the personal lives of Edward VIII, Princess Margaret, and Prince Charles. The common thread is clear. Questions about bloodlines strike at the very foundation of monarchy. Unlike elected officials, monarchs derive their authority from lineage. If that lineage is doubted, the institution itself appears weakened. For Archie and Lilibet, the stakes may not be so dire. After all, Harry and his children are far down the line of succession. But symbolically, the issue carries weight. For traditionalists, the very suggestion of uncertainty threatens the dignity of the crown. For Republicans, it offers fuel for arguments against the monarchy's relevance in modern society. Bauer is not the first biographer to stir royal controversy. Writers such as Andrew Morton, who published Diana, Her True Story in 1992, have shaped public perception of the monarchy for decades. Biographers walk a fine line between journalism and intrusion, often relying on unnamed sources and piecing together narratives from fragments of information. What sets Bauer apart is his willingness to challenge the Sussexes' narrative directly. While many authors have written sympathetically about Harry and Meghan, Bauer takes a sharply critical stance, portraying them as opportunistic and secretive. His claims about Archie and Lilibet, therefore, fit into a broader pattern, positioning the Sussexes as unreliable narrators of their own lives. This approach has made Bauer a lightning rod. Admirers praise his courage in questioning powerful figures. Critics accuse him of profiting from speculation and perpetuating unverified rumors. Whatever the case, his influence cannot be ignored. Controversies like Bauer's claims cut both ways. On one hand, they keep the couple in the headlines, ensuring their relevance. On the other hand, they risk tarnishing the brand they are trying to build, particularly in the US market, where sympathy for Meghan and Harry has historically been stronger than in Britain. The success of their projects depends on how audiences perceive them. If Bauer's allegations gain traction in America, it could complicate their long-term plans. The story of Archie and Lilibet's supposed parentage is no longer confined to a single author's speculation. It has become a global talking point, amplified by media outlets, debated by the public, and weighed carefully by the royal family itself. The controversy surrounding Archie and Lilibet underscores how fragile the Sussexes' position remains. Tom Bauer's claims, while unverified, highlight the power of suggestion in shaping public opinion about the royal family. For Prince Harry, the issue is not only about reputation, but about protecting his children from becoming permanent subjects of speculation. Whether the palace maintains silence or Harry chooses to confront the rumors, the long-term impact will depend on how much oxygen the story continues to receive. One thing is certain: once doubts enter the public sphere, they rarely disappear entirely.